We're going
live. That's it. I can't have another Jim, guys, how you doing? On Burger Podcast. Our guest, Jim Trino.
What's happening?
Lisa Trino. Lisa Trino, Jim Trino. I gotta tell you guys, so we're talking here. And Jim, I've done comedy with Jim for the last 10, 11 years. We've known each other quite a while. Lisa, I've known you probably
10 years.
About 10, yeah, probably actually the same thing. Yeah, that is wild. Oh my God. And so, okay, so we're talking here, and I'm thinking, oh my God, we're doing all this talking. Oh, speaking of which, damn it, I always forget to do this. We're doing all this talking, and I'm like, the most interesting stories. And I'm like, why the fuck am I not doing this on air?
Psycho.
Absolutely insane. No, they're fantastic. Because I'm going to tell you, hold on, I want to get some people in here, and I'm an idiot. Least professional podcast. Guys, welcome. You're on the least professional podcast ever.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Nothing like being on the least professional.
Oh, yeah. No, I flaunt that. I've literally gotten up and taken breaks just to get more vodka. Yeah, I mean, it's no.
What's so non-professional about that?
Right? Not in Hollywood. Okay, so you know what's funny is my ADD is so bad. I'm looking here going, what was I going to do? And then I forgot again. And so that's God. You know, I always say my mind is run by marijuana. Years and years. And we were talking about that right now. We were just talking about that. In that I was saying,
drug.
Yeah, I was saying if you're starting to do marijuana, it's a gateway drug. If it's the only thing you're still doing, it's a life choice.
Well, I don't know about the gateway thing, because I think when you started any drug, you were gatewaying into it, right? There was a gateway procedure to go, I'm going to take my first drink.
I felt like handies were a gateway right into anal. I honestly, yeah. I don't know if that's just me, but yeah. So I think you're right. I think everything just spit on.
My first colonoscopy was a gateway to anal sex. Yes.
You married the best person.
We did a his and her colonoscopy one time.
Oh my God, really? Okay.
Yeah, I did it the one week. She picked me up, and I prided myself on it. I got right up and left. She did hers, and I went in, and she was just grok. She's all, and I go, what a lightweight. For all the years you said you did all that party, and you can't even get up after a colonoscopy. And she looks right up at me without missing a beat and goes, bragging about how well you take it up the ass isn't something to be proud of.
Oh, my God. Oh, see, this is why there's no better guest than you guys. I mean, Jesus Christ.
And then instantly I went like this. Yeah. I went from, I got your beat on, that's fucked up.
I'm going to literally drop somebody off of here just to put someone else on that I want to see this. I think that's how funny. I think you guys are so amazing. I absolutely watch this. I'm telling a bunch of people to come fucking watch the thing. You know, I haven't figured out how to tag everyone through here. It's a whole setup. By the way, guys. Yeah. And so they did the colonoscopy
together.
And my husband takes it up the ass better than I do.
And that was his brag.
I know.
And I love that. Now
I can't win shit without it turning bad on me, right? Can't, literally.
Now, here's my thing, is because I think, like, you guys have been married how long now?
5, 6 years.
Okay.
6 years.
And, Jim, you tell your age, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your age?
55.
56.
You tell your age, too. I always I'm so proud of my fucking age. I've never given a shit about telling anyone. But some people get I don't say my age, and then I hate them. So I always ask ahead of time rather than letting them, rather than me going, how old are you? And them going, I don't discuss my age. And then I want them to fucking shit themselves and die.
Right.
You know, because I now hate them. Yeah.
You know what I'm doing now? We figured the lie should be lie up.
We decided to lie up.
So when people go,
if I say I'm 65, then I have
man, you are
damn,
rocking.
you look good.
Yeah.
You're fucking hot.
I'm 70. Look at that. Yeah.
I've been telling everyone I'm a solid 5 forever.
I know.
Then they're like, holy shit, you're hung like a motherfucker. No, I'm just an inch bigger than they thought. Okay. Yeah, no, I love that. And you know, and so it's like you guys have been married. Now, I say one thing is that you've both been through the world.
Oh, yeah.
And you've literally come through so much. You've lived through so much, but you've experienced so much. You found each other, though. And that's why I say if more people
stalked me.
Well, but I mean, if more people
really want to know the story, she stalked me.
Him.
and
At the
it turned
show?
out good.
Was it at
And
the
so
shows?
that's-
No,
It
in the
had
program.
there was a
Yeah.
coin toss in the program. There was a coin toss, and it could have gone bad. It just went good. It was a
No, because you guys share so much in your same feeling of life, though.
Right.
Your same bucket. And you accept him, he accepts you. And I think that's the reason most people shouldn't get married is because they don't have that. Most of us won't ever have that. Few people do, and you do, and that's so beautiful, you know.
I figured any guy that fucked the vacuum cleaner could stand to be married to me.
How fantastic is that?
You want to hear that
I
story?
wish yeah, please. The guys here. We're gonna hear
October-
look, wait. Jim's gonna tell in front of his wife
No,
the I fucked the vacuum story. Go
I
on.
was,
No,
it was
this-
when we met.
Yeah, when we met. This is how it
So
happened.
okay, so in order to swoon her, go on.
No. I was speaking. Okay, how do you say an anonymous group
meeting.
at an anonymous meeting? I
Yeah,
was-
we've been to those where we all see each other, we all say our names.
I was speaking at a meeting, and it was in Halloween, and she happened to be in a program.
I just got out of prison October 6th,
I love that
2006. Just got out of prison October 6th, 2006. And it's a Halloween party. And
I'm the speaker.
was the speaker.
And there was a time back in the 90s. I don't know if any of you have ever done a lot of speed, but I was doing crank. And if you know anything about crank, you know that crank has Viagra beat by miles if you've been on it for a while. They call right? It's weird. You get
Speed dick.
You got
Come
speed
fuck me,
dick
dick.
all day long. And I was at a buddy's house whose house is just packed full of shit. And literally, not like anything you see in the movies. It had floor to ceiling, wall to wall shit. There was engine
Like the real
blocks.
pack rat.
Yeah, computer part. No, this is tweaking. This is
Oh, geez.
garbage
He's
dumpster.
building towers.
He had a dumpster in the privacy of his own backyard. He stole a dumpster from a parking lot so you could dumpster dive in his backyard without having anybody bug you. And his house is just paths. And along these paths, there's little cul-de-sacs. And every cul-de-sac, someone's in there just working away on something. And I get back to the back room. I'm all, dude, let's get high. And he literally goes, dude, my girlfriend got me a penis pump. And I'm all, those things don't work. He goes, yeah, they do. And I'm all, bullshit. He's all, they work. And I'm all, let's just get high. And I don't want to hear about it. He goes, look, da-da-da-da. I'm all, dude. But I looked. And I was all, fuck, it did work, didn't it? And the first thought through this tweaker brain was my mom and dad got central vac. And I immediately went into it. I immediately thought, wow, this guy, dude, when you're high and you get a good idea, all of a sudden you have a job interview to go on. I was all, I got to go. And I started thinking about, you take off all those attachments and it's that smooth plastic covered. I'm all, oh, fuck, this is going to be good.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a vagina.
I mean, the more I
It's like
thought of
God
it,
made it.
the more I thought of it, the better the idea. I jammed it to my parents' house. I went through the back door. I yelled to make sure no one, Mom, Dad, no one's home. I pulled the hose out. I took off all the metal attachments. I'm all, oh, fuck yeah. And I ran upstairs. I plugged it into the wall. I walked in the room. Now, if I'd have heard the motor, if I'd have been downstairs and heard that motor go, I might not have done it. But I was upstairs and all I heard was that hose going, you know the sound?
Yes.
And I dropped my pants down
hysterical.
around my size 13 feet. Now I have no evasive action. I'm sporting a dope boner. I got the hose right here. I'm all, oh, this is going to be good. And right about
Wait. I like the fact that there is a point where you're looking at this mechanical vacuum,
Yeah.
holding the hose. You're sitting there with a boner, and your thought is, this is going to be good.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
So I love that.
But
yeah.
within 2
So-
seconds of that thought, it got a little closer. And got my dick in my right nut, left the left nut on the outside going,
Now, let me tell you, while he's telling this story and I'm sitting in the audience, 20 days out of prison,
Oh, jeez.
the first thing I think is, I wonder what that guy looks like naked.
'Cause he can obviously get a boner through anything.
oh yeah.
That
No,
is
but I got to
fantastic.
tell
So
you.
that's when I started stalking Jim Trino because,
Like, you can fuck it back.
yeah.
There's
Yeah,
no
but
stopping.
folks, it went from erotic curiosity to fucking Jurassic Park like that. It was-
Yeah.
You know what? I never did anything like that because we had pets.
We've heard us.
Yeah, I had a Saint Bernard that was scared to death of me.
my,
Well, I was scared
listen,
to death, but in a sexy way.
Yeah.
listen, let me just tell everybody out there that's watching this, if you get an idea and you're thinking about it, just remember this simple phrase.
Do it.
Do not fuck anything that has a horsepower rating.
Not true.
Right.
Not true.
No.
Don't listen to Jim.
Battery powered,
Yeah.
try it. Anything
Yeah.
that is running on 120 volt, has 15 amps going through it, and sounds like a yard blower. Do not put your dick in it.
I don't know. I'm going to tell you right now. That sounds like quitter talk to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think.
Hey, we could do another episode and get the 3/4 volt and let you try it. I'll be right by the plug because I guarantee you're going to be going, turn it off.
Well, my dick's kind of at the end of its warranty anyway. So I'm not fucking with it. Yeah, I'm just trying to play it out. I'm really trying because I didn't get the extended warranty.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to ride out this fucking mediocre warranty where it's like parts and labor at best.
Good
And you like this? You see this shit?
The little mustache?
Yeah. Who gets a fucking first of all, I woke up, I thought it was fucking herpes.
The wound, yeah.
I shit my pants.
It's a wound.
Right, but then my daughter laughed at me. She's like, Dad, nobody gets herpes there. I'm like, yeah, Jews do. That's the punishment. I'm a Jew. So God gave me a fucking herpes Hitler mustache.
Yeah.
And so
herpes Hitler.
Yeah. That was like it's a
Sounds like something you
HH.
get
It's
at Foster Freeze.
a herpes Hitler. Yeah. Look at that thing. And right, so I'm fucking freaking about it. And then so then I realized, okay, she convinced me it's a rat. I was shit. I couldn't
From your mask. Have you been wearing the mask?
No, I haven't shaved I have been that, and I haven't shaved my face in probably 5-6 years.
Oh,
Like I'll electric shave, like the buzzer, but not no clean shave.
yeah.
So I just did my first clean, and I ended up with the face herpes. It made me shit. Yeah,
The
really.
face herpes.
It was like God knew I was about to get an escort because I was really getting lonely, and then he
said,
gave me
"I'm gonna
face
give you
herpes.
face herpes."
Yeah, don't do it, bro.
The
Don't
type
get
that you can recognize.
Yeah, he goes, look, you got kids, spend the money on them, and I thought, I'm not gonna get them hookers. That's disgusting, Anyway, so now I have a question, Lisa.
Yes.
So you were saying,
What
if
was
I can
saying?
ask, I'm so interested in the prison thing.
Oh,
Because
the
you just
prison
don't
thing.
look prison to me. I always see you as you're just so sweet and smart and beautiful and wonderful.
I spent a lot of time in prison.
That is
I
so
was
badass.
at VSPW, CIW, CCWF.
A lot of us who didn't do hard time
Yeah.
have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's 3 of the big major prisons
Oh, okay.
in the state of California. And I was at Florence State Prison in Arizona. But hold
she
on.
flew Con Ed.
But now,
Right?
well, I got extradited on a little single engine airplane they flew me out of Shafter into Bullhead City to take me back to Arizona on a violation. But just so y'all know, I've been clean now for 12 years.
Oh,
so
yeah. No,
I'm not in
you're-
prison anymore.
You're the model.
I'm a businesswoman.
I've never known you as anything but. What's so funny?
Right?
You have only ever been
Hey.
to me this sweet lady who's married
Oh.
to Jim, who's just the kindest, smartest.
Little old ladies used
total-
to hold their
Nope.
purse a little tighter and walk really fast away from
That's
me.
what's so funny. And to me, you're just like the sweetest
Put
woman.
it this way: her
Yeah.
mom moved from their house just to
And
get
she
away
wouldn't
from
tell
her,
me.
and didn't tell her. She goes to the house, walks through the front door, and it's different people living there. And she's asking them, "What the fuck are you doing in this house?" And they're all, "No,
Get
what
out.
the fuck are you doing in
Get
this
out.
house?"
Yeah, my mom didn't even like me.
Well, but I mean, well, but see, you know what's funny though?
She
is-
likes me now.
Well, in the end, and that that's the funny thing is because in the end, I always say that I'm going to scooch in here. In the end, I always say the funny thing is how you turned out says that it couldn't have been you then, because you couldn't be this person today if you weren't this person back then.
Well, I've
Made changes.
uncovered
no.
some
But
freaking demons and buried those bitches.
but
you know?
but we can't be who we aren't.
Yeah.
We can't be who we
No.
aren't and who we weren't. So if you weren't this person always,
Right.
you couldn't now be this person. What's wild to me, being the teacher, being the counselor, being
Right.
the things I do, to me, I immediately look and go, this is who you were all the time. Whatever happened in your environment, your life, or something along those lines,
Well,
sent it that way.
well,
not
it didn't
to blame
happen
anyone,
in
but-
it didn't happen in my environment. I'm kind of like Jim. My
Yeah.
family, they like to drink. Don't get me wrong, but they taught me right.
They were normal
and I
enough,
said,
yeah.
"Fuck you,"
Yeah.
and did what I wanted.
And but I mean, it's like I mean, my theory is purely, everyone knows my theory. I'm very open about it. Parents,
Right.
always. There's no child to blame for nothing until they're 18, then fuck them walking the street. I always say a child at 18 years, 364 days,
Right.
the next day, fuck them, don't care about them. I don't. Not my own, but everyone else, I don't care. Younger than that, there's no child in this world I won't help. Who's 18 years, 364 days and younger, I'll do anything in my power to help them. 19, I think Darwin said you're going to make it or you're not.
Right.
And I believe in that.
Swim.
Yeah. But I think your story is so amazing because you've been through, and this is the thing, Jim has been through, you guys had a base given to you, which proves how important that is. You see, it's not a situation where, you guys are you fucked up. You did, but whatever. But the fact that you actually had bases given to you from your parents allowed you somewhere to always go back to.
Right.
That's why parenting is so important, and that's what people don't understand.
Oh, she was still on my side. She just didn't like me. Yeah.
At some point, you got to walk away a little.
Oh yeah.
But what I mean is, if they didn't teach you right from wrong, you wouldn't have had a base to ever come back to. Absolutely. I mean, imagine Jim with no right or wrong knowledge. You would kill 7 million people. He would make Hitler look funny. I mean, like Jim with Jim, because Jim is the kindest. A really nice guy. He's the kindest, most accountable, most honest person I've ever met. You too. Both of you are so straightforward, so wonderful. So that's what I'm saying.
Thank you.
If you didn't have those bases to you, imagine with the way your life's gone, how bad it could. And that's me.
Well, I got my own little, I guess you could say theory on it is I look back and I would never look back and identify it if I wouldn't have fallen on my face to start figuring out where it was. And as an athlete, as a kid growing up and doing sports, to me, sports was never it was a sport. Mm-hmm. And as it got advanced and you're go to high school, it was always it was weird. All the guys around me, it was this alpha male fucking, I'm setting up my dominance. Who's the top? And I'm like, this has nothing to do with who's more important than the other guy.
He has 4 sisters.
Right. And I have 4 sisters. So, and no brothers. So I go, this is just football. This is just swimming.
It's a game.
And everybody else took it way more. It meant something else. Your ability.
They couldn't be there for just the rush.
Right.
Yeah.
Which automatically on that side of the issue, that takes a person who, and they don't develop mentally. They don't develop much. How would you say psychologically? If you're stuck in thinking, well, since I'm a great football player, I'm the top dog. No, that's just one little aspect of life.
Yeah, Neanderthalic thinking stays Neanderthalic. But that's what I mean is you had a base given to you. That's my own story. Is I had a base given to me. Originally, my parents were our soccer coaches. My dad was the commissioner of the league. My dad started the region up at top of Balboa, the soccer fields there. He built all that. Like he did it, put it all together. He's a businessman, but all businessman. But blah, blah, blah. And then our lives flipped. But had I not had that base, most of my friends are doing massive time in jail.
Right.
I was 2 strikes to life. The difference between me going way too far and way too far was the base.
That base, yeah.
And I think it's so important to give your kids the base because not every kid's life goes perfect. But if they were given the base, they have somewhere to go back to.
Right.
And you got to remember too, a lot in today's society, most people operate on deny everything, demand proof.
Yes.
In everything.
Well,
so
deny proof.
Yeah, deny everything. Yeah, and they grow up that no matter where they work, they don't want to ever be the one to blame. You do not admit to that. Do not do any of that. And it's so wrong in so many ways. But they've made it possible. They've cultured an environment where that's what you feel you got to do to survive.
Yeah.
So a lot of people that haven't had any guidance. They don't know any better. They're going, fuck, I can't afford to lose this job. I'm not gonna say that I did it. Whatever it may be. I input something in the computer wrong, or I dropped a pallet full of shit. I always grew up going, I fucked up. I fuck up.
Well, you know what it is? It's the fact that you have that base that saves people.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, like you're a comedian, you're a funny comedian. You've been to different clubs, but you also get somewhat of a reaction from people sometimes where they want to play down the comedy you do. They want to put down the comedy you do because they want to call it this or that because they're not getting the same laughs. Not because your comedy's shit, not because of any other reason, and not because their comedy's any deeper, better, or anything else. They need to justify why you're getting laughs and why they're not, and they don't understand that your personality, your energy, your everything else is what audiences love. What you're doing is hysterical, but what you bring to it is so much deeper. And so it's the fact that you have a base that saves their life, because think of someone like you with all that comedy, right? Or, but then you have no cutoff switch. So then somebody's being a dick and you snap their neck. Rightfully so. Rightfully so.
That's more of my alley.
No, but
hey, wait, cut her off on the freeway and tell me how nice
alley.
little old lady she is.
She's always nice. Sometimes
but that's where you lose.
Yeah, when I turn around and
I have
I'm
my moments.
what are you talking shit about my husband for?
Yeah. Oh no, yeah. I mean, but that's the thing is,
and you know what gets me about those people that do that kind of shit, the comics that do that, is they don't realize that everybody has niche comedy. Do you think everybody that goes to watch Dennis Miller is gonna like someone like Sam Kinison?
Dennis Miller came out as being a huge hack.
Well, look,
he admitted it.
I'm not. Listen. I'm not.
I loved him.
He's talking about.
I was a fan.
I'm not even talking about. I don't even want to get into.
I've been compared to
hacking.
him so many times, and when people do it, I don't even get mad because I'm like, oh, you mean angry white guy? Huh?
Yeah,
yeah, I am.
But you watch Stephen Wright, and it takes some people find that not humor, and I loved it.
Mitch Hedberg, and you're like, what? The same person?
What about the guy that who's that? He's all that talk real monotone.
That's Stephen Wright. Stephen Wright was the first guy I ever saw.
Sorry,
do
Stephen
that.
Wright.
Yeah, I never saw anybody do it like he did it.
He's the first one to do it.
Yeah, and I thought it was funny, but it's some people that like that will not like my type, like mine, and I can handle that truth. Some people don't want a loud, boisterous comic. Some people like more cerebral shit. But the thing is, it's a country of 350 million people. There's a market for everybody who does that. So what do you why are you?
What makes them mad, Jim? Honestly, I'll tell you what makes them mad is that what you said was not everybody wants Well, here's the problem. That's true. And the people who want crazy, funny, fun, easygoing slapstick will not laugh at deeper, darker humor. The people who want deeper, darker humor will still laugh at the funny slapstick. And that's what pisses off these comics who think they're deeper when they're not even funny to begin with. But if they were funny, they would understand that when you do a niche comedy, like when you do comedy, like when I talk about fucking wanting to fuck my mom, I realize there are going to be some people that are not on board, but they didn't have a hot mom. I even tell them.
But they'll tell their kid to go read Oedipus Rex.
I immediately go like this. I go, look, am I the only comic? Am I the only guy here who ever wanted to fuck his mom? And when people go, huh, I go, I understand. A lot of you had ugly moms. I didn't. And I go, me and that guy, we had hot moms. He gets me. And then I'll go into it because I break it down. Like, why would you want to fuck your mom? Your mom's ugly. My mom was sick, gorgeous with door knocker nipples. I get why I wanted to fuck her. But that type of comedy has a select group, that particular. My punch buggy joke is open to anyone.
Yes.
Right. That joke is select. Now, here's the thing.
Actually, it's probably open to more people than want to admit.
Do you know how many people come up to me after the shows going, dude, I have an aunt. Dude, and I've had a few people go, okay. I really had a hot
I'm not a weirdo.
Hey,
they love it. They love it. They thought they were weird.
You've heard my bit about shaving my balls and going to a field, right? My cousin Madeline is an anesthetician, and she at Christmas in front of the family. I told that Ruthie said, go tell these girls that joke about shaving your balls. So I was telling this joke, and Madeline started in going, you really need me to give you a waxing. And I'm like going, I was all, time out. Even though you're kind of hot, you know what I mean? It's still, I'm hearing the
You're still
I looked over to Vinny, my cousin, I go, Vinny, if my sister asked to do your balls, would you? And he's all weird.
Fuck no.
And I'm all,
Fuck no.
okay.
My whole thing with both my sisters, like seriously.
But I think I'm
Yeah.
gonna do it.
Oh no, when it was ever weird, I would always be like, "Are they down?" And
Yeah.
if they weren't, I'd act like I wasn't either. Right away. I'd be like, "Yeah, no, me neither. Me neither." I'd put my dick away and everything.
I think
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it one day, but Lisa's gonna have to be there. So
Nope,
yeah.
that's too weird.
Wait, get the ball shaved or fuck her?
Yeah.
No,
Have the cousin wax the balls. That's weird.
Personally, I'm going to tell you this. Like my personal thing, when people are like, "Well, it was my second cousin," I'm like, I didn't think first was
No.
weird.
Yeah.
Like I
Right.
didn't think for my whole breakdown is that there's Adam and Eve. They were brother and sister. Everyone get over it.
Yeah, they didn't.
Just don't fuck your kids.
It's
No one
fucking
fucked their
weird.
kids.
Don't fuck.
Yeah. Nobody
No,
ever fucked their
not
kids.
their
Yeah.
seven-
Someone had to.
17 years, 364 day kid. His 18-year-old, he doesn't give a fuck about.
Right? I'm like, how you doing? No. But you see,
Run, Joe.
but you know that there's some people though that they would be like, okay,
No,
well,
sit down,
that's
Joe.
not
Just
funny.
sit down.
And they're like, wait, you just drew a line? Like I'm like talking about mom fucking, and then I'm like, wait, that's not. And there's people like that they go, wait, that's not. Wait, whoa.
We were just talking
Yeah,
about
back your
cousins.
line up,
Wait, we're
motherfucker.
talking
Yeah.
about cousins waxing balls,
And then they
fucking
pick
moms,
lines. Yeah.
so we can make
Yeah.
jokes
Oh, no.
about the
I'm,
17.
I'm right there. Yeah, I'm right there. But there's weird.
And that's
I'd be
the
like,
beauty of
that's
this.
too far, and there is no too far.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of this.
Yeah.
People that, if they're watching, they could sit there and secretly by themselves in their own little cubicle be going, I am.
Oh yeah.
and
Speaking of which,
no one has to know about that.
Speaking of which, I want to do this. This is gonna be fun. I'm into this. I love
What are we
your.
gonna do?
I love his. Okay, so I love that Jim is just fuck it, balls to the wall, and because you know why? I always say most people are such frauds. Everyone wants to seem cool. Everyone wants to seem like the guy who wears Vans and says fuck it, but then they want to immediately go work for their mom, grandma, grandpa, father, whoever, and take the job in the office and then clear up and act right.
That's weird.
But they're right? So they're like, rebel.
Weird, huh?
What's
Hot.
that? Oh,
Phone's hot.
oh yeah. But you're like rebel, fucking rock and roll. I can do anything.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, let me play it
But
safe.
not that.
Yeah, when things get too crazy, let me play it safe. Jim is never, from as far as I know, from people I've talked to, you've never been anything but just fucking wild, and I love that. And so Jim does these things with electricity
Oh.
that are insane. I have not seen people just sit there and take, like Jim. I'm going to say this next part, and a lot of people might get mad. I hope, yeah, and I hope a lot of people get mad about this. But all I'm going to say is, if Jim did a class training black men
Where's this going?
how to really take. Thank you for touching my cup. I'm not a germaphobe.
Oh, okay.
And so if he did a class teaching black men how to absorb a zapping, I think we would save a lot of lives. I thought, what's the wackiest thing I could make out of this? Okay, so watch this. Now I want you to say this. Wait, you got to know. Wait, where are we going with
Can
this?
you
though?
see it with
Where are we going to
Do
zap?
you
I
want
can
me
move
to
the
stand
camera.
up?
Oh no, I'm cameraable.
All right. There we go. Hold on.
I can be
Stand
camera.
up.
So this is. Wait, let's show it. This is. And how many volts does that say?
I don't
know. This
Wiped
is
up.
Lisa zapping her.
Right
hand.
So
to the
this
leg,
is a police
nice and
one.
hard.
Wait.
No! Do it again.
No, you have to hold it on there for him.
Yeah, go.
So she's zapping him in the leg with that. It doesn't go off. She keeps it going.
It's burning. I can smell
Yeah.
it.
Oh, I can
You
smell
can see
it.
it. It burnt the pants.
Here.
No.
Watch him.
I'm not
No,
doing
he's
it
not
to
going to
you.
zap you.
All right, you guys
Wait,
watch
wait,
it. Ugh.
And so he keeps on. That's
No.
on. The reason you hear that stopping, I wish I had smell-o-vision.
Ooh, that stinks.
Are you watching?
And it's still on. Still on.
Smoking.
That is still on. Okay, so what I'm saying is,
I smell burnt skin.
yeah. What? Oh, I wish I had smell-o-vision. What Jim does. Now we did the shock collar on Jim. We did the shock collar on Jim.
My leg got burnt again.
Yeah, no, we did the shock collar on Jim to 99. The other person who went the highest was one guy who went to 20 and had to quit.
Yeah.
Jim did 99. He's not human.
No, remember this? It was going
I mean, these idiots are out there getting plasma from fucking losers. Here you go. Here's your cure for fucking coronavirus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This guy jumps out of airplanes.
Hey,
I wanted to go with him. I couldn't, but I watched him. I went and watched him, and amazing to watch. Of course, I can't because my shoulder and everything. But this guy does like flips out of airplanes, and you can hear him jumping from 10,000 feet yelling. It's fucking amazing.
I still smell your skin.
Oh, but he's at now. So the next thing we're gonna do now. Okay, so now I'm gonna go. Can we do one more of those? Can you handle one more of those?
oh yeah, where do you want it? On the arm again, or
this is? You know what it reminds me of? I gotta tell you honestly. Not comparing you to Homer Simpson.
He's got a much better body than
wait. Not like that. What I mean is, do you remember the episodes where Homer joins the tour, the rock and roll tour, and he's taking the cannons to the stomach?
Oh yeah.
And everyone just loves him. He's cannon dude,
cannonball dude.
And fucking everyone loves him, right? And all this shit. And so the doctor's like, no, you can't take one more cannonball, man. It'll kill you. And his son's so proud of him finally, and he's like, I want to. And he ends up not.
Yeah.
Hey, one day you'll have to come to Bakersfield.
Okay, wait, ready? Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Burger. This is my first live TikTok. Now, I do the I'm Burger podcast. I haven't done a live TikTok for my podcast yet because I haven't had anything that I thought would be so interesting to the TikTokers. So, we're gonna give it a few minutes now. Don't do it yet because we gotta get people on. It takes them a minute to come on. This is Jim Trino. Jim Trino's out of Bakersfield. He is known as the electrically shocking comedy of Jim Trino. Electrically shocking comedy of Jim Trino. He's an hysterical comedian. As well, he takes police strength zappers, the flashlight zappers, to his arm and leg with no problem. If I took one shot from one of these zappers, my nuts would fall off. My dick would never get hard again. Like literally.
Maybe that's the problem.
Maybe it will work.
Maybe it'll work.
Oh. You know, I have the hymns.
Might have a plan.
I have the hymns.
Yeah.
I'm good. I got hymns.
Oh, I gotta try a hymns.
Oh, you
got
I'll
hymns?
give you some, yeah.
All right.
Oh, I'll give you some. I got extra. I told them I didn't get them and they sent me double.
Yeah, I haven't never had hymns.
Yeah,
I gotta try it.
Yeah, anytime you order something, you always tell me you didn't get it and they send you it again. Yeah, fuck them. Everything's overcharged. So this is Jim Trino. He's going to be shocking himself. Okay, this is Lisa Trino. This is his wife. She supports him.
She shocks him.
Actually, you know what? Watch this. This is what you guys can see now. Ready? So wait, let's see if we can get this perfect.
You ready?
Okay, so this is Lisa Trino. Trino to the leg. That's all he does is go up.
Guess what? I was depressed this morning. Now I'm not.
What?
Happy.
Now watch him do his own arm, which is insane.
I won't do it.
This is insane.
All right,
let's make sure
you
we
heard
got
of
it
people
on.
shooting up drugs?
Burning skin.
Oh,
Yeah, you get. That's why I said if we had smell-o-vision right now, people could smell this.
I feel like going, hey, let's get
Yeah. He taps himself. You can see his arm moving. This is insane. Yeah. If we had smell-o-vision, you could smell the skin. You could smell the skin. Now, one of the craziest things we're gonna do, and let me hook you up on the phone thing real quick. Okay, can you check in on the phone thing?
Yes.
I think I'm taking about 500,000 more volts.
Jim is absolutely insane.
I'm awake now.
Okay.
I think I could drive across country now.
And now, so Jim's next move is we're gonna go out to his car, and he's going to hold on. And Jim's going to shock himself with the car.
I need a little rod, spark plug.
Okay, what kind of like metal rod?
Yeah, metal rod. 3-4 inches. Something small enough to grab on. The size of a screwdriver shake.
Exactly.
Damn.
I'm burnt.
What about this? Show the bird.
See the marks? Yeah. Oh, it'll be worse tomorrow. Somebody
That is amazing. Does that work? Or is the screwdriver not work?
It's not quite long.
Okay. I've been told that.
This might.
You're not the first to tell me that.
Oh, you got one.
Perfect. Anything code looks like, whatever you Yes. Take it. Perfect. Beautiful. We love it. Cool.
Are we going to the car now?
What?
You
Yeah.
got your keys, honey?
Yes.
Okay. And you go in with
Feedback.
Yeah, the feedback will get in a minute as soon as we get outside. We do this shit live because we love our people. We keep
This
it
is kind of fun. Don't let me fall down the stairs.
That was pretty good, honey. You were starting to
I was
Yeah,
having
she
fun.
was starting to get mad.
Okay, she was starting to get sexually around.
I'm a weirdo. Joe's going, what is this?
Oh, where we go?
I don't know, but we're going.
Okay.
Language. There's my car.
We're giving it a shot. Let's see what we can do. So Jim's going to see if he can electrically shock himself.
Uh-oh, her car is
I
buried.
told you it's covered.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you can find it.
I gotta take off this to get
No.
to the coil. Yeah. We can't get to the coil.
Aw.
Oh, let me look. Oh yeah, I gotta get in there. Let me look over here.
I told you already. I thought mine was completely covered up. Yeah.
She is absolutely correct.
I know my car.
I cannot. I need to start doing automobile work to get to her. Not my truck. I'm sorry, folks.
Aw.
Yeah, this is what it is. You take the spark plug off the coil. You take a said rod, stuff it down into the coil. Hold on to the coil, turn the engine on. You're getting whatever the RPMs. Multiply that by 4, because usually on a or 3 or 2 on a 4-banger, and RPMs, and you're getting a jolt for the spark plug, which is about 20,000 volts. Low amperage though.
Yeah.
But hit, dude, you light yourself up. You can light everybody up. Yeah.
When you did it, he had
Up the-
electrical shock
coming up.
We'll
top of
have
my
to
head.
do it at the house via camera on the truck and send it.
Do that. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll send you that tonight.
We're gonna do that. Okay.
At night when you can see the
We're
spark.
gonna come live. Okay, we're gonna come live. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna do that, guys. We're gonna come back. I'll
Yeah, there's a lot of parts in here.
Yeah. Yep.
I love that. That was amazing.
I've got a really good one too at the house. I'll make him try
Oh, the new one.
it.
That's good. Come here.
You know I do it. Yeah, you know I do
Here,
it.
hold on to this. All right. Hey, he's cool. It's hot. She's starting to stop.
Okay. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna rejoin this later.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. Bye and bye. We good? I can turn this off.
big venue, but quality food that'll attract people who want to eat there anyway.
Well,
Right?
you got to remember the Comedy Store never had food and was packed forever. Where they fucked up was Comedy died. In truth, for a long time.
Because when every time I've been to the Comedy Store, and I've been there 20 or 30 times at least, and to be backstage and just see the piano with the mirror on it, see that, and know the history of what was going on there in the 70s and 80s.
Right.
It was.
You're standing on that same thing.
Yeah, dude, that was badass. That was amazing for me.
And it's beyond amazing. But what you got to realize is what you're saying is great. So, but are you going to look at your friends, your buddies, your pals?
Yeah.
And you're going to tell them, hey, bro, you're not funny.
Well, no, this is what happens. You have the three room combination. You have
We're live, by the way. I want you to
Right.
Just so you
Okay.
say anything.
the three room. Well, I don't want to tell everyone my design is I could build. I know what to build.
Well, you're actually copywriting it by doing this.
Oh, that's right.
If anything.
3 rooms, the main room with a raked audience with space in between so you could serve the tables and not be in anybody's way.
Kind of like the movie theaters that serve food.
Right.
Well, you got to remember the Comedy Store is 3 rooms.
Yeah, but like how
But
the
their
main
food
room and
sucks.
the main room the
Well, they
main
didn't have food forever.
I'm a restaurant
Yeah.
manager.
Yeah,
and
they
I've
didn't
been
have
in the
food.
restaurant.
They never had food
Yeah.
to begin with.
Yeah,
That
I've
was
been in the
something after
restaurant
Mitzi
industry
died.
for 30 years.
Yeah,
so
Mitzi never had food because her thing was don't come here to eat.
was Mitzi
Yeah.
Shore the one she used to be on Match Game and shit like that?
No.
She never did
No,
that.
Mitzi Shore is like they always call her the queen of comedy. Her and her husband started the Comedy Store, but he
Didn't she
wanted
have
to
dark
play
hair?
around. He wanted to be a dick and everything else. And she went, fine. They got divorced. She said, fine, you keep everything. I want the store. Like, I want this club. So she kept the club and she turned it into the fucking greatest comedy club in the world.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da. Hence, then she gets sick and has to go away and it's become what's become. But yeah, and so it's like the thing what I'm saying is like I get what you're saying, like I'm gonna put up who's funny, but what about somebody's got 300 people that want to come see them and they're not funny?
Okay, this is what I'm talking about. You have the main room where your big shows, the touring comics and the people can do it.
Yeah.
Then you have your other room where you have the up and comers, the people who want to put the shows on and have and that's where you're allowing you're going, I'm giving you freedom of artistic interpretation.
Mm-hmm.
You want to fill the room, you fill the room and you get it done. Then you have your open mic room that you go, who's here first gets on the open mic.
Yeah.
It's not a matter of who you know. You get here, sign up, you get open mic time. And then you have it as a karaoke room too, because karaoke brings in people. And
What do you do about the guy who's been doing open mic now for every weekend? And every weekend he goes up there and he says the most chauvinistic racial shit that just walks the audience every time.
Well, you deal with that guy as he comes along. But how often?
Every 5 seconds.
Yeah, but
Every other comic, that's who they are.
right.
Yeah.
Well, then you know what we do? You open up the open mic room for this. Open mic room is if you're not that good, we're going to give. There's a line. There's going to be a sign up here that says, "Heckle them out." If you're not making them laugh and they're uncomfortable, we're going to let people push a button. Have a button that says uncomfortable. 90% of the room is uncomfortable. You're the fuck out of here. You know what I mean?
But now you've just monitored comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no,
And so,
I didn't. I didn't.
The
You
audience
tell
did,
them how the audience did.
But there's no in comedy. There's no win with that in the sense of doing a club.
Right.
Opening a club is a nightmare in every possible way because unless you only book people who have crowds,
But
you
if
don't make
you're
money.
making it
Right.
a nice restaurant and
But this is
comedy
what I was saying.
included.
But then you got to be very careful of who says what, because it takes one person to say
Yeah,
one
yeah.
shit. It takes one.
That's where you put on the front door. You say, "This is a comedy club. If you're going to be bothered by anything said in here, do not come in." But
No.
what I'm getting at is the food. You have a 1-page menu of handmade badass hamburgers,
Mhm.
handmade onion rings. You got food that'll bring people for lunch when there are no shows.
You've been to Flappers, right?
I've been to Flappers, but I've
They have
never eaten.
chefs. Yeah, they have real chefs.
Yeah.
Right.
I love Barbara. Barbara Holiday is one of the last.
I want to do a show there.
Oh,
When,
yeah,
when
no,
can I
yeah,
get me on there?
We'll just hit her up. I mean, literally. I mean, I don't have the pull that, or I would. You just hit her up.
Can I hit her up on the computer?
You can as soon as this is over.
Right.
You know, but, you know what I mean? No, I mean as soon as the quarantine's over.
You do know that he has. You talking about ADD? You just showed him a bright shiny object.
Yeah,
and he's lost now, right?
No, I know.
So
I
reel
know.
him in.
No, I know. But with Barbara though, with what I'm saying is though, she's a business person. This and that. She has a great restaurant. I mean, they literally have amazing food. I'm not big on food. I'm very picky about food, and their food's really good and everything else. And they struggle like hell to fill anything except for major names or YouTube famous or internet famous people that already bring their own people. Most clubs can no longer get audiences in California, especially. You can't.
That's what was nice about John Lovett's. The few times I've been there, when it's just there inside of Universal Studios, you did get walk-ins that were just there at Universal Studios and went there to see a show. And I've been there a couple times. I was with
it was fun.
It was fun.
Few people you had a decent crowd.
Yeah.
Did you ever have a packed crowd?
No, I never had it where the top floor was packed. I've had the second floor and the bottom floor.
But you're at Universal Studios. You have 100,000 people walking through there, and you can't get 200
to
of
go
those
in
100,000 to walk
in.
into that comedy club. That's where comedy's at in America. The only thing
The
that
reason
would possibly
is
change
everybody can see it on the.
Well, yeah. Well, not just that. You go to a laundromat and catch 4 stars doing an open mic at the laundromat.
Yeah.
What people need is, if you want to create, I mean, obviously, you know, a weird concept for you guys, but in the sense of doing this, but you want to do a comedy club that was something different. You do a comedy club where everyone can sit there and smoke weed.
Right.
While they're watching the show.
Outside.
Now you got something that makes people want to come, because there's comedy clubs with good food. There's comedy clubs with this. They've all tried everything.
I like your idea.
Yeah, you got open weed.
But this is what I'm talking about. Remember when I said open to interpret? Bingo.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah, you open it up to people smoking. Then
good idea.
Because the one place that did it.
We're going to draw the line at heroin, folks.
Yeah.
We're going to draw the line at heroin.
The one place that did it on Lincolnshire. I forget the name of the place. But they a couple years ago, we started doing it. Before there was.
And you could do it with the vape, where it's not really affecting the air.
Well, yeah, and it's legal now. At this point, it was iffy. They were doing a comedy show, and you could bring your own weed and sit there and smoke. You could buy weed there and smoke and this and that. It was a coffee place. You could bring your own alcohol. They didn't care. But you had to buy the weed, and you had to pay to get in and this and that. But they were always packed for the shows, because people wanted to hang out and smoke weed and this and that. And that was cool for them to hear comedy while smoking weed,
right,
and drinking and doing whatever they wanted. And it was the most free environment.
Right.
And so if you create something that becomes the most free environment, then you come up with something different.
Have you been? I'll tell you one.
Wait, geez, I keep doing that.
One place, Denise Carter, if you're ever watching, you know what I'm talking about?
Why do I know her name?
She's a comic, black girl. Yeah, she had me do a show at Levity Live in
Really
Oxnard.
nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Dude,
That place is great.
fucking packed. It felt like what you see of the '80s. There was 300 people in there, and I'm like, whoa,
yeah,
that was badass.
I've done that place a couple times, and
it's fun. The
you know what it
audience
is?
fun.
And so is
It's
Ventura
like the
Harbor
Ice House. It's like the Ventura. It's like the Ice House, Ventura Harbor Comic Club, the Ice House. What did you just say?
Levity Live.
Levity Live in Oxnard. Those clubs, even Flappers, it's different. The people who show up there, they show up to laugh. That's why I'm kind of saddened where the Comedy Store has become, because the thing about the Comedy Store was, the difference was, you'd better bring your best fucking game, because whoever's in the audience, the 3 people, the one homeless dude who's been there 700 years, who's seen every show, watched Richard Pryor and Don Rickles, and now he's there still watching you, and he's going to judge you and all this stuff. And everyone, the 5 people in the audience, the 10 people, the whatever, each one of them thinks they're a comedy fucking expert because they're at the Comedy Store in Hollywood. And they're going to judge the fuck out of every single thing you say, and you're going to live and die by each of your words. Yeah. And that's the most raw, hard hardcore grit comedy. There's places all over the country like that.
Right. Well, yeah, a couple years back, I actually landed one at the Comedy Store. It was Jimmy Shin's show, and he had Anthony Jeselnik was the headliner, and he was going to have me featured, and it was he goes, "Can you bring?" I go, "All right." So I got a few people from.
Who was the show? Who was the show?
What?
Who was the guy?
Jimmy Shin is
the guy put it on the show.
Jimmy Shin.
Oh, Jimmy Shin. Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's the guy who put the show on. And there was probably 10 comics. Some of the ones, they're always the same in his show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of the same guys. Anthony Jeselnik was his headliner. And I probably got 30 people to go down there. And they wanted to go down there and have dinner and eat and do everything. So we got in line, and it was full all the way back to the light. I was like, fuck yeah. And Anthony Jeselnik, halfway through the show, told Jimmy, he goes, "I got a thing to do at 10. I want to get out of here. I want to go." And he goes up early, made me the headliner. And I'm thinking, oh, fuck, the famous guy's going up. Everyone's going to leave after all right. That's what I was thinking. So I'm backstage. You know how that goes. And I go, well, at least I got 30 people to show. So there's going to be 30 people. Come out on stage. 90% of the people stayed there. It was packed, rocked. And I was like,
that room, Mitzi created that room for no one to want to leave, feel comfortable leaving.
Right. It rocked. And I was like, that was bad. That was a night to remember.
You know what's crazy though?
See, even if I never go anywhere.
But look at this. You brought 30 people, right? You could have taken them same 30 as people. Then your own show at the Comedy Store with them 30 people. Had 3-4 other comics of your own. What these comics do, what these producers do, is they totally wait for somebody who knows, like they get you, 5 other people like you, right? That's 150 people with 5 comics. Their 5 people bring 150, right? That person has a full show. They look like a hero. They put up Jeselnik. Jeselnik's happy to go up to 500 people because he just did the OR room to 3 and got $15. Now he's doing this room, right, to a full crowd. But that's the point of the internet and the whole TikTok thing and all that stuff and doing everything is to have, if you have your own audience. That was what Dane Cook did. He got 1 million followers on MySpace, right, back in the day. So he was able to go to any city and get 25 to 100 people to come see him.
Because of the internet.
He was bookable, but he did this. He went, I can bring these people. I want to do a show at your place as the headliner. And they're like, yeah. Like, we're not going to even discuss this.
Yeah.
You said, how many pre-sale tickets?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course you're the headliner, dummy.
Yeah.
Let me blow you.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, these club owners are dying right
like
now.
you're talking about flappers, I've been doing mostly with what I do with recovery comedy,
Mm-hmm.
and those are bitching ass shows.
Yeah.
1,000 people on it, you know. But I'd like to do flappers.
See, you
if,
can do flappers.
If she will do it, I will guarantee I could get 30 people on,
Well, that's what I'm saying.
on a plan
But I'll tell
Saturday.
you this: if you can get 30 people, we'll just put on a show, and
We're on.
and you'll do a real amount of time, because otherwise you're going to take your 30 people and do your 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then all these other assholes are going to do their minute time to your 30 people.
Yeah.
Better you have your 30 people. Then we'll get other people with 20 to 30 people.
Yeah.
Then we'll have 200 people and do shows. The Guys I'm Burger podcast, and I don't want to share any of this with you because you all suck dick.